my ex, male 24, and I, female 22, were dating long distance for 2 years and 8 months before I broke up with him in December 2018. He lives in Winnipeg, MB, Canada, and I live in MN, USA. So even though we were long distance, it was only a 7-hour drive one way to see each other. That being said, we saw each other every month for a weekend at a time because we both work and I was still going to school. We were making it work, and everything was really good. Like, really good. He was my first for everything: boyfriend, kiss, sexual partner, and the first man to show me my worth and love every part of me. We were so much in love with each other, and everyone around us saw it. We were a good-looking couple together, and everyone commented on that as well. We were perfect opposites, and yet we seemingly worked so well. He's a Cancer and I'm a Capricorn. Sorry if you don't believe in astrology, and those two signs together are perfect. People refer to them as the mother and father of a zodiac. He filled in where I lacked. I'm a natural pessimist and he's a happy-go-lucky optimist. I'm a realist and he's an idealist. I'm super anxious at times, and he is so not. He would even attract people to come talk to him. Random strangers would ask him questions about himself, for directions, even though he was a Canadian in America, and not once has someone ever come up to me when I wasn't with him. I digress. He would go out of his way to do things for me. He would pick me up a grinder, a hot sandwich, from the Red Pepper every time he would drive through Fargo. He would take care of my car, like get my oil changed, change my headlights, he changed my brakes himself, and he even bought me an expensive sound system for it as well. He found my apartment after my parents kicked me out of my house. He moved me in, and stayed a week with me because he didn't want me to be by myself. And to top it all off, I had an ovarian cystectomy, laparoscopic through my abdomen, to remove cysts from my ovary, in March of 2018, and he went with me on surgery day to have the procedure done, and he proceeded to stay with me for a week after to take care of my healing body. He had to literally drag my ass out of bed many times a day, whenever I needed to get up and pee or stretch my legs. For a whole week. If that's not love, I don't know what is, and I never once doubted that he loved me. But he wasn't perfect, and nor did I expect him to be. There were some things that weren't quite sitting with me, and at the time I genuinely didn't know what was wrong. But I did know that there was a shift after I moved into my own place in February 2018 and after my surgery in March 2018. I had come to realize that I was maturing so much more than he was, and so much faster too. I had to learn how to be an adult very suddenly, and it aged me. So moving, surgery, still going to school, having to earn enough money to survive, and having my long-distance boyfriend were becoming a lot for me. So I was feeling like we could relate less to each other because I had significantly more responsibilities than he did, and there was less spontaneity in our relationship. I felt I was falling out of love with him, and that terrified me. Because we were supposed to be soulmates. And he gave me a promise ring only 1 year in, and he said he wanted to marry me, make me his wife. And I loved him so much that I was okay with that. Over the last 8 months of our relationship, I was getting more and more frustrated and impatient with him. I wanted to close the gap between us and move into our own place together, which would mean one person would have to move to the other's country and start a new life there. Well, he didn't want to be the one to move to America because apparently he, in his own words, wasn't mature enough. And mind you, he wasn't the most mature to begin with, but we were closer in maturity when we met 3-ish years ago. So it was put on me to move there. And I rationalized his decision too. I thought it made more sense for me to move there anyway because I have less friends and family to miss. And it sounded fun. I could be with my eat poutine, and get the bragging rights to say I've lived in another country. I came to terms with the fact that I would move, and all I needed to do was figure out how to get a visa, a job, and where we were living together. But he wasn't helping me. Which leads me to one of his major flaws. Remember when I said he was a happy-go-lucky guy that was optimistic and an idealist? Yeah, all those characteristics also means he wants to have fun. Because of this he never wanted to make any hard decisions. That always landed on me making all the hard, not fun, and boring decisions. Which, when moving to another country as a young 20-something and trying to do everything legally, easily, and as least stressful as possible by myself wasn't working. Yeah, he did try sometimes, but he always gave up, because he couldn't understand all the big words. And he didn't want to move out of his parents' house. He owns part of the house with his parents, because then they'd have to find another place to live, because they couldn't afford it without him. I won't even get into why I think that's so fucked. Don't even get me started. So all of that was weighing on me, and I was mentally breaking. I felt so bad for all my coworkers, friends, and family for having to listen to me complain for 8 months about my dysfunctional relationship with my boyfriend. And you might be thinking, so did you talk to him about all of this? What did he have to say? Well, I'll gladly tell you. I finally got the guts to tell him that I was unhappy and that I felt like I was falling out of love with him. I was prepared for the worst, honestly. But nothing happened. He listened, and I knew he understood what I was saying, but he didn't do a damn thing about it. He didn't want to fix the issues I brought up because, in his own words again, I don't know what to do. Oh, interesting. So you think I know what to do? As someone who has only dated one person ever, do you really think I knew what to do either? He's had 2 relationships before, and he learned nothing from them? So needless to say, we carried on as if I hadn't even said anything about it to him. But it obviously was still bothering me. And I brought it up again. Not once, not twice, but 4 separate times. 4. And still, nothing. You could probably see why I was getting so frustrated. And I'll give him the benefit of the doubt, I truly knew he loved me, and I knew he didn't know what to do. But man, actions speak louder than words. He didn't put effort in, he didn't want to see the big picture of where our actions would take us. And I won't sit here and claim to be perfect and holier than thou, because I know I'm not, and I know I did a lot of wrong in our relationship too. I'm very impatient by nature, thanks Dad. I expect way too much from literally everyone in my life, including myself, and I'm the kind of person to want to get stuff done immediately. I hate sitting on work that could be done. I have anger issues, again, thank you Dad, and I always took it out on him when I would have a bad day, and he definitely didn't deserve to be treated like that. I know I was a shitty girlfriend sometimes, but I always tried my hardest to be better for him. I did want to be with him forever, of course I wanted to be better. But really, I fucking tried for him. I fucking tried so hard to make it work. I talked to him about how I was feeling and he swept it under the rug. I waited for at least a year to try and move to Canada for him. I wanted so badly to finally start a life with him because he was my sunshine, my life preserver, my fucking everything. But I had to break up with him because I felt like I was settling for someone who didn't take me seriously and someone who enabled me to be a recluse and never pushed me to be better. I felt like I could have so much better. I felt like he wasn't taking our love seriously, and I need someone to take the love I give seriously. I was a ride or die for him, but it felt like he wasn't for me. Now let me get to the breakup and the events that followed. I broke up with him early December, happy birthday to me, and it wasn't a premeditated, rehearsed affair. We needed to talk about what we were doing for Christmas and my birthday, and I fucking snapped. I had it. My brain was so over not being a primary focus to him, but my heart was breaking. I didn't want it to end between us, but I wasn't being valued as I felt like I deserved, so I chose the lesser of 2 evils. During the breakup, which was over video call, by the way, he didn't cry. He didn't say much of anything. He just kind of took it. He didn't fight, he didn't beg, he didn't try to. I told him I felt so underappreciated, and so misunderstood, and that I needed to be alone for a while, and that maybe we should date other people. I can't say for sure that I actually said that, because frankly, I was breaking my own heart into pieces and I don't remember. But he also took that as well. So, that was that, I guess. That was also the last time we ever spoke to each other. And now, ladies and gentlemen and my non-binary friends, the best part. My ex started dating his ex, the one before me, only a month after getting broken up with. Let me repeat. My ex-boyfriend, who I almost married, got together with the woman who fucking broke his heart before he and I got together only 1 fucking month after I broke up with him. How does someone get over a 2.5-year relationship in less than a month? I understand the concept of a rebound relationship, but they're still together. 7 months later. And I'm over here, sad and alone. I tried to get some kind of closure by sending him a letter around Valentine's Day, shortly after learning of his shockingly new girlfriend, basically apologizing for all the wrongdoings I had done, thanking him ferociously for all of the wonderful things he had done for me, and telling him that I regret what I did and I would like to give us another chance, only if he wanted to. And I got nothing back. So either the international mailing system failed me, or I got hardcore rejected by someone I thought still had a little respect for me, and these next words may be controversial, but I think it is so disrespectful to go into a rebound relationship that soon after a committed relationship ends. Disrespectful to him, to me, and to his now girlfriend for not processing these emotions. And I know him really well, and I know he will fall in love with her, if he hasn't already. My mother even said herself, he's the kind of guy who goes for the easiest thing. That's kind of the only thing that's keeping me going, knowing that I'm still worth something even after being metaphorically left in the dust. So after reading all of that word vomit, thank you, by the way, here are my questions. Why do I still feel caught up on him 8 months later? Should I feel regretful of breaking up with him? Was I truly too impatient with the relationship? Should I have let it go for longer? Did I dodge a bullet by getting out of this relationship? Should I even bother worrying over a man who went into a rebound relationship with his ex less than a month after the breakup? Is this karma for my hubris? Am I crazy? Do I deserve to be alone? Is he just looking for the easiest path? How do I get past this? How do I be happy again? Top comments. 1. Started reading that yesterday, just finished, anyway. Welcome to the club. You are now one of many, many people who have been through a close relationship breakup and felt like shit. Think about the bullet you dodged. What if you moved to Canada and lived with him? He'd drive you crazy. The biggest mistake of your life would be if you stayed with him. This won't be easy, just try and accept it and try to move on. You don't realize it, but this relationship was so good for you. You really do learn a lot about yourself, your values, etc. through relationships. You learned all the great things a relationship can bring, and you need to expect that as you date others, you also know what you need in a partner that was lacking. 2. Whoa chick. I'm sorry in advance that I won't put as much time into this answer as I did reading, and you probably did typing, but I will answer you questions from my point of view. He's your first love. You will always wonder about him. My first love is still heavy on my mind. I still dream about him 5 years and an entire family later. I don't miss him. He was a dick. But he's a part of my history now. Oh shit, I pressed post. 3. Don't regret it. You need more experience to see what love is really supposed to be like. You should let yourself hurt. You'll feel crazy and worthless and regret it for a long time, and slowly you'll realize how shitty the relationship, not specifically him, maybe from your point of view, but the relationship, was. You'll cry about it. You'll move on. You're not crazy. He probably never got over his ex. From what I've read, you were a long-lasting rebound. It was easy to keep you because you did all the work. In the future, someone will be lucky to have you, and you lucky to have them, because you'll know the type of person that will really want to keep you, and you'll know better than to let yourself do all the work for. Your emotions through this process are valid, but if you truly weren't happy in the relationship and not seeing a change, try and remember those reasons when you're feeling regretful. Also, try and take this time to focus on yourself and your wants and goals and needs, not on being in a relationship. Your time and love will come again if you're open to it, but you also need to be ready mentally and emotionally when the next opportunity comes. Take this time to reconnect with yourself. He may be happy, he may be hurting, but this time is about you. 5. Honestly, goodbye go lucky dude for putting you through this, but it's natural to feel like this after your first BF and all he's done with you. Just take your time doing what you like, start new hobbies, and plan on what you want to do next. Hope you're doing well and best wishes on the next chapter of your life.